If you see what you believe to be a bad situation developing, that is, you believe that imminent danger to yourself is itself perhaps imminent, then you may want to access your firearm discreetly. If it's in your coat pocket, that's a really easy way to do it. That's extremely discreet. But you may want to have your hand on your gun, or you may want to actually just have the gun in your hand. Police, when they're going into what they believe to be dangerous situations, routinely unholster their guns. We aren't foolish enough to walk into what we believe is a dangerous situation with a holstered gun. And you don't need to either. You just, of course, need to be professional and discreet about when you take the gun out of its holster. Now, things that may tip you off that something bad is developing, so a couple of pre-assault cues to talk about would be perhaps if you see a person or a group of people that are zeroed in on you for some reason. Maybe you're standing by an ATM and they're walking very resolutely towards you. Or you're walking down the street, maybe with somebody, with your wife or whatever, and they have an unnatural amount of attention on you. That's not particularly good. You may want to just stop and assess the situation. Nothing says you can't turn around and see what happens, although you have to weigh the pros and cons of turning your back to potential danger to getting out of the area altogether. If you see people that were together focusing on you and then splitting up to triangulate on you, that's a pretty bad sign in itself. Again, stop, assess. If it looks like it's going to go bad, you may want to discreetly access your firearm. If it continues to go bad, you may want to challenge. But having the firearm in your hand is the fastest way to get into a fight if you need to. Lots of times with common street crime, the criminals will try to set you up by getting you to stop to answer a question of theirs. This gets you stopped so you're easier to assault, and if there's multiples of them, it lets them surround you. They'll ask you questions like, do you know the directions to this place, or what time is it, or do you have a cigarette, can you spare some change? What you want to do in those cases, if it's a person you really don't want to help, is simply keep walking, don't stop. Keep marching resolutely ahead, put your hands up and say, sorry, can't help you. Just, sorry, can't help you. You're doing a few things when you do that. One is you're continuing to march and you're not stopping. You're not giving them that advantage. Two, you're making a clear and crisp communication with your voice that you don't want to deal with them. And three, your hands are up. Both the universal sign of get away from me, but also your hands are in a defensive posture should they be necessary. Now, this is not to suggest, of course, that everybody we meet that asks us for directions or asks the time is a bad person. I mean, Lord knows we do that enough when we're in a strange place. The safest way to answer those questions, though, for instance, if somebody asks you the time, is not to look down at your watch. You're taking your attention off of them and giving them a really good opportunity to assault you if that's their intent. Bring your hand up like this, so you're looking at them while you answer their question. If you're giving them directions, again, keep your eyes focused directly on them. Don't say, well, you go over there. Keep them in your line of sight while you're giving directions.